But one day, something happened to cause the earth to grow cold. Tiny crystals, glittering like diamonds, drifted down from the sky, covering earth with a sparkling softness. The animals, seeing snow for the first time, were not afraid.
But soon the snow deepened and Mouse disappeared. The tip of his tail was all the animals could see, and they began to worry. Then Rabbit disappeared. The tips of his ears were all the animals could see, and they worried more.
At last, they gathered together in a clearing deep inside the forest to talk about the weather. What was needed, they decided, was a messenger to travel at once to the great sky spirit and ask him to stop the snow. But who would be willing to leave Earth to visit the distant place where the sky spirit lived?
Skunk said, Owl is wisest, he should go. But the other animals said, no, he'll get lost during the light of day. Owl said, Raccoon should go. But the other animals disagreed again. Raccoon said, Coyote should go, he is very clever. But the other animals said, no, he plays too many tricks.
The animals simply could not agree on who should go to the great sky spirit. Meanwhile, the snow grew deeper and deeper, and the small animals climbed on top of the tall animals so they would not disappear.
Suddenly, down from the top of the tallest tree flew Rainbow Crow, the most beautiful bird on earth. He called out to all of the animals below in the sweetest voice of all birds, and he sang,
And the animals, happy at last to have Crow as their messenger, chanted a song of praise.
Then high up into the sky flew Rainbow Crow, far above the snow and the winds of the earth, way beyond the moon, the stars and the clouds. For 3 days Crow flew until he came upon the great sky spirit, who was too busy to notice. So Rainbow Crow began to sing.
The Great Spirit stopped to listen. Never before had he heard such a sweet voice sing such a beautiful song. And he told Crow to choose a gift. Now Crow knew that far below on earth, the snow was getting so deep that soon all the animals would disappear. So he asked the Great Spirit to stop the snow.
The Great Spirit replied, "No, Crow, I cannot stop the snow, for snow has a spirit of its own. When Snow Spirit leaves the clouds to visit with his friends Wind Spirit, the snow will stop, but earth will still be cold."
So Crow asked the Great Spirit to stop the cold. The Great Spirit replied, "No, Crow, I cannot stop the cold. All I can do is give you the gift of fire. Fire will keep you warm and will melt the snow so that your friends will be content until warm weather returns."
The Great Spirit picked up a stick, put a bit of fire on the end of it, and handed it to Crow. "I will give you this gift but once. Hurry, fly back to the earth before the fire disappears." Off flew Crow.
On the first day, as Crow flew down, showering sparks of fire darkened his tail feathers.
On the second day, as Crow flew down, the fire burned brighter and the stick grew shorter, and all of Crow's feathers were covered with soot.
On the third day, as Crow flew down, the fire was so hot and the stick was so short that smoke and ash flew into Crow's mouth and his voice became cracked and hoarse.
And when, at last, last Crow returned to the clearing in the forest, all the animals had disappeared. Only the tops of the tallest trees could be seen, their branches sprouting through the deep snow. So Crow flew down, close to the pale, pale ground, around and around until the fire melted the snow and his friends were safe.
And this tiny stick of fire became the grandfather of all fires. And for all this, all the animals on earth thanked Crow. They danced and chanted a song of praise.
At last, Crow, all alone, flew off to a distant tree where he wept. He was no longer beautiful. He could no longer sing a sweet song. His rainbow feathers were gone forever. When Snow Spirit emptied the clouds and joined Wind Spirit, the snow stopped, but Crow still wept.
The great Sky Spirit heard Crow and came down from the sky. And when he saw Crow, he said, "Soon the two-legged will appear on earth. He will take the fire and be master of all but you. For being so brave and unselfish, I give you the gift of freedom."
Then Crow looked, and just as the Great Spirit had said, he saw hundreds of tiny rainbows shining in his black feathers, and he was content.
The Great Spirit returned to his home in the distant sky, and Crow happily returned to his friends in the forest, proud that he was now Black Crow, with shining feathers full of tiny rainbows.
Thank you, boys and girls, for a great show. We owe some thanks to some of our teachers and